Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Thanks for joining me on another Monty After Dark. We got Ray Ray. How have you been?
Hey, I've been all right. Some things going on, but I've
Yeah,
been okay.
give us an update. Like, what's been happening with you and your life?
Yeah. So I have to end up going out of town now, a couple hours away for my chemo appointments because stuff got messed up. Um, and then right after I found that out, my husband got in an accident, and our car is totaled. They still have to do the adjuster and everything. He still has to look at it. But I went and looked at it today because I wasn't with him when he had the accident. But I went and looked at it today. and it's total. They would be stupid, honestly, to think that they can repair it. Like, it would cost way too much money, and with the year it is and stuff, it's just not worth it.
Okay, so they're
Um,
just gonna give you the blue book value then.
they should, yeah, they should.
Okay, all right. Well, that's at least good. If nobody knows, Ray Ray does have a GoFundMe. I've been posting consistently on my videos and live streams. So if you wanna donate or share or send your prayers, then go ahead and do that. If you wanna also join the panel, the link is in the chat.
Players don't make good coaches.
Yeah,
So
it was
yeah,
yeah, it was messed up because my husband was in another town picking up my picking up my niece. I hadn't seen her in a minute, and was on their about to be on their way back to come and see me, and then all of a sudden the lady just pulled out in front of him and just so it was all the lady's fault and everything, but so it's all getting taken care of, and we were able to get a rental car.
He played with the Bulls and the Spurs.
Their insurance took care of that. So
okay. Well, that's at least something good. You know.
Yeah.
He has
But
he has two with the Spurs. And he was the
yeah.
reason why.
So what did you want to start off with? Because I'm really
why.
Have you caught up with anything, or you just been busy?
I got home just a little bit ago, and I saw the stuff that Chantel has said and posted, and I'm very that's the reason I came on here, because I've been staying away because just with my health and stuff, and just I've just been kind of taking a step back. But after what I saw, I felt the need to come on.
And the Spurs won too.
Just in support of you, 100%. It upset me so much. I'm still shaking just thinking about it. Because you are such a wonderful person. Such a wonderful person.
No.
You've done so much for me and so many other people in the community. And so for her to be saying these things, and it's just I can't fully put into words how upset this has made me, because like I said, you don't deserve any of it.
Or well, thank you, Ray Ray.
I don't think she really understands, because it's not the same with her community, with her group of people, is the people in this in your community on your channel have a real connection. There's a real friendship relationship connection there. And I maybe I'm just speaking for you, but I coming from personal experience, you can't. What, are you just gonna sit around and dwell and in pain? You're gonna talk to people who you trust, and and that you have a connection with, like people on your YouTube. And that's the way I saw it. And for her to just say that, basically to say that stuff, is just it's ridiculous.
Well, thank you for the support, Ray Ray. Really appreciate it. Yeah, you're right. We have a different community. Hers is quite different from mine, and even the circumstances, like how she was acting when her family member was passing. Like, she knew, she needed to go see her grandmother. Everybody told her, you have to go see her. You don't want to not see her and then regret it later on that you never get to say goodbye, because that would be the worst thing. But to each his own. She's going off. She always makes things about her, twists it any way she can. We got Pink Sundoll in the back. I'm gonna add you. Hey, Pink Sundoll.
Hello.
Hey, Monty. Hi, Ray Ray. Hi, Mino.
Hi.
I just want to pop in real quick, and I want to first offer my sincere condolences. I have the unfortunate knowledge of knowing what it feels like to lose your mother, so I definitely understand what you're feeling, and my heart goes out to you. Um, I also just saw the video that was posted that that you posted was showing what Foodie was saying, and it infuriated me. Like, I felt like I needed to step away because it's like, how dare you sit there and just say these things regarding how Monty is processing the loss of his mother. You're judging, him being online, and you weren't even, you were just there. You weren't even saying anything. You were just, there. So it wasn't like you were loud talking, bashing, talking. You were letting other people have their say. And secondly, her and the people on the site who I won't name, saying that you're trying to cash in on your mother's passing. And I think that's is so ridiculous, because I have never once ever heard you say donate. I've seen occasionally your cash app posted or something like that, but you never specifically said, please donate to me. You're always, asking for donations for other people. So for people to make that assumption that you're trying to grift or anything using something as serious as your mother's death is just despicable. It's disgusting, and it just makes me so angry. And I'm sorry that you're probably seeing these things, and it's hurtful dealing with the pain of losing your mother and then having to deal with being raked over the coals online. Hi, Kitty. I just can't imagine the range of emotions that you're feeling right now. So I just wanted to offer my condolences and let you know my heart and mind are with you. And I just, I'm sorry that you're experiencing all this negativity in such a hard time.
Thank you so much, Pink Sandal. Yeah, it's very hard because this is going to be like the first full day I haven't been with my, I had my mother in my life because, last night was the first, night, but today was the first full day. Because, I remember all the good times, all the bad times, all the hard times that we've been through. Because, we
Yeah.
always had each other, and I'm always going to remember that.
Yeah, and it's a process, it's just it's steps to grief, and there's no certain order that people go through in the process. And you're just shocked. It's just like, did this happen? Like, am I gonna wake up tomorrow and this is gonna be a dream? Like, I'm just gonna call my mom tomorrow. This didn't happen. And then, like you said, today's your first full day, and it's just like, okay, this happened.
Yeah,
Process
exactly.
this. I gotta deal with this. I'm not able to pick up the phone and call my mom. I'm not able to go wherever she is and visit her. And on birthdays, Mother's Day, holidays, those things coming up, just learning how to process and deal with that kind of stuff. And then having all these negative people come out sideways saying these terrible things instead of just saying, he had a major loss. Maybe she doesn't like it because your reaction channel, fine, I give her that. But to spew this hatred, oh well, he can't tell me how to process it. He had a panel, and I'm like, he was there, but he wasn't even saying anything. He was just listening. Like, you don't know what. For all we know, Monty was throwing stuff at walls, or we don't know. And it was just disgusting for her to sit there and make that all about her. It's like you saw a time to capitalize on that and bring it back to her and get ass pats and super chats. Oh, woo woo, yeah, he did you wrong. Shame on him. Blah 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 blah. And it just, I'm sorry, I could just go on and on. I just, her face was so punchable in that video. If I had the ability to just put my kids through the screen, she would have lost the rest.
I agree with everything you're saying. I had calmed down a little bit, but getting back on here, just, I've never been so angry at a person for saying things like that. I saw the video, I think yesterday, where you mentioned what had happened, and I didn't know directly. I hadn't been online. I don't know. I can't imagine what it's like to lose a parent, and it's been really rough for a lot of people recently. And I've recently, within the last few days, lost a close family member as well, which is so hard. when it's someone that you're really close with, and seeing someone laugh and make a joke out of someone's death.
I'm so sorry. It is disgusting, and that disgusting fake prayer that she did laughing while praying, and I'm using pray very, very lightly, like air quotes, for people that have lost people, and allegedly for Monty. Like it's just like I'm just at a loss for words at how disgusting people can be.
That's what really got me. Seeing that prayer, I had seen some of the other clips, which just were infuriating to see someone talk about someone losing a parent like that. But then seeing her laugh about it, and I lost someone who I saw enough that thinking about the fact that I won't have that normal interaction again it's hard to imagine. And I can't imagine it happening to my own parent. And no matter what kind of person you are, to treat a death like that is so disgusting. Like, you don't have to like people, but that's just a line that you shouldn't cross. It's so disrespectful. And you want people to respect you. You want them to like you, and you want to be this apathetic person that is so loved, but you can't treat anyone, not even yourself really, with respect.
You know, to me, this kind of shows, I'm not gonna say it, but this shows, that she hasn't truly felt that real hurt of losing someone, if you know what I mean.
She really hasn't, because
and
if you did, you wouldn't
exactly
do this.
And it's it's terrible. It's just, okay, so for anyone who subscribe to my channel, I lost my dad 2 years ago, and he was like it sounds like Monty and his mom. He was everything to me. He was my world. There was not a day that went by that he was not there, just everything. And then less than 5 months later, I also lost my mom. And so, that was a really rough time. And if for someone to lose anybody like close to you like that if you to truly care and to go after someone like that, it's not right at all. Like, I don't even know what yeah.
It's immature. It's immaturity. Like you can be angry, upset with Monty because you don't like the topics because there are you. But there's a time. There's a time to drag, and there's a time to show compassion, and just it just extended that if you have someone like Nader that's like the dredge of society, put aside his differences and say, I know Dee Dee typed that, but the fact that he even had her do that just shows that even though even being the type of person that he is, even he has sense enough to know, hey, let me extend the olive branch and offer my condolences. It's just a human, compassionate thing to do to another human being when they've lost someone that they love. And obviously Monty and his mom were very close. And like I said, I lost my mom, and it was just her. And I have older siblings, much older siblings, but it was just me and my mom because they were all adults. And my dad died when I was 3. So it was just me and my mom. We were extremely close. And when she died, a piece of me died that day as well. And it's a pain that it hurts, but then you learn to live with it. It just is there, but you learn to adjust, you learn to live with it, but it takes a while to get there. And to stomp on someone when they're in this fragile emotional state and make assumptions it's just vile and disgusting. And like I said, she was just so punchable. I just really would have chose violence if I was in her presence. So it's a good thing that I live in America and she's in Canada, because
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Oh my gosh,
hold
I
back.
couldn't. It's so disgusting. I have been so angry in the last like hour. Just I don't know how anyone can be so inconsiderate. I know she's like she just doesn't care about anyone but herself. And the fact that she's constantly saying, "Well, I grieve in my own way," but won't let others grieve in their own way. She doesn't know what everyone's going through, and she's so privileged to be able to say, "Oh, well, I'm grieving," and could sit on her chair and eat a bunch of food and not do anything, and that's how she grieves. But not everyone can do that. There are so many of us that can't just stop our everyday life to grieve because you still have family to deal with, and you have your job and you have your pets and you have so many other responsibilities that even though you want to stop, you can't always do that. And sometimes you just need something to take your mind off of it, whether
Right,
it's being on
distraction.
YouTube and talking to people that you know and enjoy spending your time with, or you go out for a walk, or you go out with your pets, whatever it is something that you can do to take your mind off of it. And the fact that she just wants to be the only one allowed these privileges while sitting there and getting all of these super chats, money, and sympathy, and just being so ungrateful.
And the thing is, when her grandmother passed away, like she showed zero emotions. Like her mind was strictly
Zero.
fixed on how she was going to get to Nader. That was her last. That was her first, middle, and last thought. Like her grandmother was kind of like an afterthought. Like
Constantly was like, "Oh, I can't be away from home. I'm so worried about the cats. I know that my grandmother's sick or my family needs me, but my cats also need me."
but she didn't
It was
even care
always
about
the
them when
weakest
she was with Nader.
excuses.
Yeah,
That's bullshit because she spent 3 days in Montreal
Yeah.
recently.
right.
It's
Right.
like, at least if you're going to be this way, people just want you to stop lying, because like when you're blatantly lied to your face is when people get upset, because it's so clear with her. She can't lie. She's terrible at it. If you didn't
Terrible at
care, that
everything.
just
At
say
being a
that.
human being,
Also, where was she for her mother when her mother passed?
Nope.
trying
Why
to get to
wasn't she
Nader.
there for her mother?
Trying to get to Nader, and
Trying to get laid.
this sounds crass, but I think if her mother passed away, I don't even think she would have an emotion because she's so self-absorbed. I don't even think she would process that as a loss. She would act the same way she did with her grandmother. Like she doesn't even really like the holidays. She barely spends time with her family, and they're within driving distance. Like
But she didn't go there for Christmas, correct? She
I
stayed
don't
at
think
home
she
or
did.
tried to meet up with Nader or something. I don't
She
remember. I
ate
know
their
she
Christmas
went home.
gifts.
Yeah, she ate their Christmas gifts,
Yeah,
which
she
were
ate
all
their
wheat
Christmas gifts.
chocolates or something.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
pretty odd.
chocolates and wine or something like that. She ate all
Yeah.
their Christmas gifts, but she went there. She went there for another holiday that I can't remember it because it's not a holiday that we celebrate in the U.S. But she went for another holiday that was after Christmas, but I can't remember what it is because we don't celebrate it here.
Was it Family Day
Maybe it
Yes,
was,
I think
in
so.
February?
yeah, it was
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so it was
Um,
Family Day then.
Yeah, maybe it was that. It was something that we don't celebrate here in the U.S. But she took Pete's because I believe she took Pete to be with his mother, and she went to be with her family.
Seeing people say Boxing Day too.
I
Boxing
just want to. It was absolutely horrible what she was saying. Absolutely horrible, and I'm so sorry that you had to hear that today. Um, there's no excuse. There's none. There's no excuse for it.
Yeah, I I honestly couldn't believe
Nothing
what I was
justifies that.
hearing when I heard
Nothing
it.
justifies what came out of her mouth today. Nothing.
She could have just left well enough alone and not said anything. Like I would have respected her more. Well, I don't have any
Yeah,
respect for her, but I would have had maybe a pin needle size respect for her just to not even say anything, because nothing she said was sincere in that prayer and then offering her condolences. But then earlier, or whenever she had that rant where she was talking about, well, he did a panel talking about me and dogging me and da da da, me. It's like,
it always has to be about her. It
right,
just everything has to be about her,
the
because if it's
world
not,
orbits
then
around her, even though she's shaped like the earth. I mean, she's kind of like the sun orbiting around the earth, or vice versa. But
it's crazy because she thinks just because she has a bunch of numbers on a YouTube account and money
they're
from
dead numbers
people,
though.
like she thinks that those are that's all that's important to her. She has nothing else in her life but
But it's
these
not even real
people on the,
numbers, because she
oh
bragged
yeah,
about 90,000, but when she
it's
created that
nowhere near that.
Visa show, she only got a fraction of those people subscribed, maybe 7,000, 8,000, maybe more than that now, but it's not 90,000.
Oh
90,000
no,
people didn't follow her to that Visa show
it's
channel. So most of those channels are either bought subs or they're
They're
subs of
like
people that
dead.
no longer, yeah,
oh
they're dead
yeah,
subs.
they're
Hmm.
dead
So
accounts or
you
bought
can go
accounts,
to hell
things
with it.
like that. And it's all just appearances. She wants to appear to have this great life that's so carefree, and she gets all of these men. And it's so funny that she wants to portray herself as better than Nader now, and that she's a catch, and that all these men want her, and it's all so fake. And I can't even imagine that she thinks people believe her at this point.
But
And
her life
even
is
if,
like Groundhog Day. Like it's like there's
oh
no
yeah,
variety in anything. Like that trip to Montreal could have been awesome. I've
hmm,
never been to Montreal, but I would love to have been able to visit and
the
go
one
around
in
and
the
see
really nice
different things.
hotel,
And,
was that the one with the really nice hotel?
yeah, she's just stay
That
cooped up in
she
the
just wasted.
motel. And it's like she doesn't do anything outside of waking up at the crack of 3 p.m., ordering
Because
nasties or
she's
ordering
too
out,
lazy.
burping, farting on camera, getting her hug box to tell her that she's a strong woman, da 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 da, take wheelchairs,
Oh, that's the
move on
other thing I wanted
camera,
to talk
all this
about.
all this repeat. Like there's no variety in her life. I work and I would love to have a leisure life, but I do like the fact that I do have some variety. And
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure other people have hobbies and things that they do outside of you know
Hmm.
work. You have variety vacations, spending time with friends, and I just couldn't imagine, even though she pulls in a lot of money per month, I just couldn't imagine living cooped up in that filthy hovel every day, staring into my phone's camera, just not doing anything, like living in filth every day.
I can't imagine. I so many things happen so quickly with all of them. It's so hard to keep up with everything, but I can't even tell which clip it was from or which recent video it was from, was talking about um how she is in the right and that she would win a court case against Nader or whatever, even though she has lied to the police and admitted it, and that he still hit her even though she lied to the police and said that he didn't, or whatever story she is coming up with. The fact that whether or not it's true, the fact that she is saying out loud on the internet it is okay to lie about domestic violence and things like that and just make a game out of them is just so infuriating, because when these things happen to real people and people are in real danger and they just need someone to help them and they aren't believed because of people like her, it's just it's why things are so bad nowadays, because people make a game of it or think it's okay to lie about these things, and when they aren't taken when real victims aren't taken seriously because they too many people have lied and made up stories and think it's okay, what are victims supposed to do? How are they
That
supposed to get help when no one can believe them?
that's absolutely why a lot of women do not come forward and do not follow through with charges, because
Hmm.
they're the ones that are put up um
There's
basically on a trial. They're the ones that are
they have
you
to
may be the victim, but
they
you're
have
the
to
one.
prove it. They prove
Yeah,
they're a
it's like
victim.
everybody is against you um when you're trying to prove what somebody's done to you. And women like Chantel make it very hard for those that have been victimized by SA, because they make a mockery out of it.
God,
And
I
I don't know
just
why she thinks that the police are going to believe those ancient receipts that she has. I'm sorry, I'm eating a piece of candy. But allegedly he hit me upside. He hit me in the back of the head because I wouldn't order octopus, and he yelled at me
hmm
for 5 hours because I cut cheese wrong, and like,
the way she treats it all as a joke, because I specifically, just me as a person who hates that she uses things that are considered evidence by the police, calling it receipts. Because if this was a real situation, it's not receipts, it's not just it's real evidence. Like, it's not a joke. It's so frustrating seeing her continually talk about these things in a way that just
Well, and she also
diminishes
uses
it, I
it.
guess.
Oh, sorry. I'm
No, you're
sorry.
good.
I was just saying she also uses it when she's just mad at him, you
Yeah,
know.
she uses all of these things as a weapon. She uses mental health as an excuse and a weapon when she needs it. She uses DV, she uses just all of these things that she has come up with on her YouTube channel as an excuse for why she can't do something or why she has to do something, or as a weapon when she needs to make a point.
well, I'm convinced she has a raging case of syphilis, and that's what's going to take her out, because
Oh, she's
I'm a
so
true crime
unhealthy.
fanatic, and apparently that's what took Al Capone out, because he had syphilis for so long. He had brain rot.
Oh,
Oh yeah, and
Jesus.
So, that's
that
probably
are
what took her out.
you could be onto something, Pink, because that artist too. There was an artist, and her husband actually was an artist as well. Oh gosh, my mind
She
is
can
like
go get
slipping me.
checked anytime. And I saw the clip of her saying, "Oh, I'm not going to the emergency room today," and that's also super frustrating, given like I had family recently at the hospital wondering what they would be able to do, and she wastes everyone's time. I all of the nurses, I have family that are nurses that risk their lives to try to take care of people in the middle of a pandemic when they can easily get sick too. She just plays it off like, "Oh, I'll go whenever I need to. I'll just go to the emergency room," because that's where you go when you have mild health issues that you can just go to your regular doctor for.
That's infuriating, because when people have emergencies, then the system is clogged up.
Yeah,
With
I
people like her.
cannot imagine how expensive it would be to go to an emergency room in the US nowadays. Like
It's easily probably $5,000-$10,000 easily.
I know I would never be able to afford it. I recently went to
Oh.
It was like a walk-in clinic. It's the cheaper walk-in clinics because if you go to an emergency room, they're going to bill you just astronomically in the US. And if you don't have the insurance that'll cover the things you need, there's just no way you can afford it. So there are walk-in clinics for things like that. And I don't know what they have in in Canada, but
She
just
goes there because it's free. That's why.
so
Can I
Do you
just
have
jump in
walking
here?
clinics? Do you have
Can I
walking clinics like urgent
We
care clinics?
do. We have walk-in clinics, but what you were saying about urgent care and emergency, that actually has validity because the urgent care is intertwined with the emergency department in hospitals in Canada.
Can I
Another
They're
thing
one
I
and the
will
same.
also say is that all of the three most common STI STDs actually can affect the brain. So that includes gonorrhea, syphilis, and chlamydia. They can
Mhm.
all affect the
oh
brain.
god.
See, I
Well,
feel
very
like
much
she
she
so?
may
has been
have had this a long
affected.
time ago though, because she's obviously reckless with her sexual health. Hopefully that doesn't mess up your algorithm. But like if she was having relations with men, like for instance the French lover. I know that was a long time ago, but say the French lover had one of those diseases and whatever that is has been festering in her nether regions, 15, 20 years. It may be manifesting itself in her mind now because I just can't understand. I mean, I do understand mental illness, but I'm just thinking like what if what we're seeing in is the manifestation of an untreated STI. So she refuses to go get things tested. Like she needs to have the polyps or something. She needs to get a colonoscopy. She had pelvic pain. She was supposed to go to the ER. That didn't happen. She ate church basement spaghetti today. I just the lack of care about your own health, it makes me feel like she just wants to slowly unalive herself online, like for a fetish or something.
Yeah, true.
She's
Can I just jump in here for 1 second because I'm not going to stay on long.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
go ahead.
I just wanted to say, Monty, first of all, I'm so sorry for your loss. Um, it it broke my heart today. I almost just couldn't quit crying. But I want to tell you that once you get over this initial stage where you've got family and friends and everybody around you, and you're kind of on your own again, it gets hard again because you don't have anybody to talk to, and it seems like even though you're not over it, the rest of the world is. And I remember for 5 years straight, I woke up every single night crying. And my husband just finally one day said to me, I can't do this much more. And now for me, Monty, my mom wasn't sick. She just died unexpectedly. So I was in total shock and anger. And like I said, I had nightmares for 5 years. And there's times where it's going to get really hard, but just know that you can get through this, Monty, one day at a time. And I know you loved your mom so much. And one thing about Chantel that just aggravates me so bad about all this is she hears people talk about the loss. And yet, who among any of us would ever want to embarrass our mom on YouTube like she does? Her mom must want to crawl in a hole so many times at the things that comes out of her mouth. And she has no respect for her mom. She had no respect for her grandmother. She talks about being an empath. The only empath she has is to Nader and nobody else. And when she started to pray today, I thought, wow, she's really going to do something nice. But that praying was a joke. I don't think she even knows how to pray. And it really upset me. But I just wanted to tell you how sorry I am. And I know what you're going through because I was 23 years old when I lost my mom. and it was on Valentine's Day. So like you have the 4th of July, and I have, you have those days that just don't mean much to you anymore. And that's all I really wanted to say. I wanted to come on and just say I'm sorry, so
All right.
sorry.
Thank you, Marcy. I appreciate it.
Okay, I'm gonna
Monty,
go on.
Yes.
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. It's just hard. I too wanted to, like, much like her, I wanted to come on and just let you know I'm very sorry, and I'm sending you as much as I can, the biggest hug I can. Like, I just wish I could put my arms around you and give you a big old hug.
All right. Thank you,
That's all I
Smiley.
wanted to say. And thank you for the streams, for the community, for the work you do, for being you. You know.
Yeah. Thanks,
Anyway,
everyone. I
thank
appreciate
you
each and
guys.
every one of you.
Well, I'm gonna get going and make some Vegematals. You guys have a good night.
All right. Bye bye,
Have a
Smiley.
good night.
Good night.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is this PID. People are bringing it up, pelvic inflammatory disease. Some people were saying that she has a hysterectomy, she can't have PID. Yeah, typically if you get your those organs removed, then PID is rare, but it actually can still happen with patients who have previously undergone an hysterectomy. So just be aware of that.
And because she has the 3 STIs possibly allegedly festering, that could in fact aggravate that situation further.
Yeah, exactly. You have a lot of aggravating factors. She said one thing that made a lot of sense today, which is she goes to walk-in clinics, and because she has compounding health problems, they always just refer her to the emerge or urgent care. And I'm like, that actually makes a lot of sense, because and then what she does is, or what urgent care slash emerge does, is they'll treat any issue that is of urgency, but the issues that can wait, a week, a month, a couple months, a year, they typically will just refer you out to other doctors and specialists for those things, because the
Right.
emerge is just that, to treat your problems that you have now.
Right. And that's what they do here in the US as well. If you come in and you have 5 issues going on, they're going to treat the one that's like really necessary at the
Keep you
time.
alive.
They're not going to address everything that you come in with. They're just going to treat the emergency symptoms. So
Yeah,
she's
exactly.
probably like looking at it like, "Oh, I went to the emergency and got all taken care of. Now I'm fine for a while." That's not true.
Yeah, if she doesn't see the immediate problem, she's not going to address anything. There's no immediate consequences, so
That she can see. I think it's
yeah,
based on what she can see. If she can't see it, then
she
it
can't see it,
doesn't
she ignores it.
exist. Because when you go to the emergency room here, they're gonna address whatever issues that are life threatening, whatever they need to address to keep you alive. That's what they're gonna address. And if it's too bad, they're gonna admit you into the hospital. But things that are underlying, they'll tell you need to go see your GP for this, this, and this. But right now we're treating you for this. So,
Yeah.
Right.
but she just doesn't follow up, and it's the same with her cats. Like, follow up is not her thing. Like I couldn't imagine like living with knowing that I had 3 raging STIs in my body. I already have diabetes, I have fatty liver disease, I have probably high blood pressure, high cholesterol, hormones are out of whack. There's so many things that you need to stay on top of, and the fact that she just doesn't care that one day she may be live streaming and may fall over because of these untreated things that could possibly be treatable. But one of the things is needs to be losing weight, because how many 80-year-old 500-pound people are there in the world? There may be some, but I doubt there's a whole lot of. So she's
Yeah.
already on borrowed time as it
Exactly.
is.
Can I address something here? Why is Roman streaming 4th of July when it's the 6th of July right now?
What?
Yeah,
Roman's
he's
a
streaming right
No.
now,
special
4th of
kind of
July.
person.
Oh my god.
Like
He's
it's
the
literally 1 a.m. on the 6th of July right now, and he has a stream going
Dude, no.
called Happy 4th of July.
Late
Mhm.
lunch? And late to the party. Johnny come lately? I mean, what July is over, sir. Try again.
Yeah,
Somebody
it's
Lord
like,
have mercy.
said she had 152 blood pressure. I didn't know that. I never heard her talk about her blood pressure. I just assumed that I mean, it's like almost a given that she would have high blood pressure and high cholesterol, but I never heard her specifically mention that. So, not surprised.
yeah, her she's hypertensive stage 2 when she went to forgot what it was. I think it was like a Loblaws here, and they did the whole blood pressure machine. Well, Pete's was worse, but then again, she was drunk the night before when they went to this Loblaws, or it was a Fortino's. I can't remember. And you remember the drunk stream she did? Well, she actually now has several drunk streams, but I think it was the first or second one. And then he came in the room and he was telling her she needs to stop. Was that the first or the second?
Mm.
Can't remember now. Like all
I
these, like,
can't remember. All I know is
yeah,
just that was the
all
best.
kind of ran into each
There is
other.
so
exactly.
much. Yeah. Mm-mm.
She streams too much. But yeah, I'm not sure. Well, actually, I could say that that did impact his blood pressure because it seems like he was pretty stressed. But yeah, Pete's diastolic was higher than Foodie Beauty's
I
diastolic.
mean, I assumed he was
Wow.
stressed because he was worried about them not being able to pay rent for a while.
Oh yeah, that as
Mhm.
well. Yeah, a lot of stressing factors.
And, you
Oh,
know, if they get kicked out, where's he gonna go?
Right.
that's kind of shocking though. His would be higher than hers. I mean, I know he doesn't eat healthy. He won't even eat a vegetable, but
Well,
not
I've
that she
seen
does, but
her changes over the years, but seeing his old photos of how much healthier he looked before he moved in with her, even just when
yes,
he moved in with her,
he looks like he's aged like a good
he
15,
oh
20 years.
my goodness. She just drags everyone down, and he is the one person that really cares about her that much. She just drags him down. He might not be a great person either, but the fact that he's latched himself onto her and cares so much, but can't
I think
bring
it's all
himself to
she's
just
all he
separate
has
himself.
though. I think she's all he really like. They really only, in essence, have each other.
Yeah,
'Cause I don't know if Pete's had friends or anything before
because
he
no
moved.
one
I know
else
he
will
lived in like
put up with them.
yeah, and I know Pete's is not that a sociable guy, but I
Yeah,
think he lived in like a group style setting before. Maybe he rented a room in like a
I
group
think it
house
was
or
him
something.
renting a
Yeah, he
room.
did previously rent a room, and then at one point he was in the basement as well, post Foodie Beauty.
So yeah, he could survive on his own, but I think living with her, she's kind of made him codependent on her.
When she told him not to go look for jobs and just make more YouTube videos, I could have, oh my god.
Well, she said she did the same thing to Nader, or
But
allegedly.
so
That's why but I thought he was getting welfare. I'm confused on his
it's
origin, and then he was counting money
mhm.
like a pimp named Slickback today. I'm like, where did he get all this money from?
It's not
Like
like you can't
Canada,
make a
IRS, where
living
are
off
you?
YouTube, but you have to do it sensibly, and you have to know when is the right time that you can move from working a job that provides a stable income to moving to a possible job that you don't know any day you could not have anything to fall back on.
Very true. So where do you guys think he got this money from?
Oh god.
I wonder, did he get a payday loan too, or did he scam? Like, is he scamming some
What's
type
he
of?
scamming?
mean, he's
Like,
definitely scamming someone.
what kind of scam? Like, it couldn't be like we had those PPP loans that everybody was getting here in the United States. That's no longer a thing. But I don't think Canada even had anything like that. I think people that were getting like $2,000 a month or something like that just off the government, so they didn't really have to scam people. But during the pandemic, but I think somebody mentioned something about gambling online. So I think
Yeah,
there may be
Oh
maybe,
yeah, she
harms,
did
but
say he gambled.
maybe he got a big windfall off some gambling. You never know. He could have been lucky.
I think she did say she gave him money to gamble on his phone. It was a
Okay.
while ago, but
so he could possibly be online gambling, and maybe he hit it. But I saw like a gif of him like counting money, just like he
Yeah.
was like
oh yeah, wasn't that the
a
money
pill
she
game,
gave
something
him?
like he money, like he Floyd Mayweather or something. I'm like,
hmm
where is the Canada IRS at? Where's the Canadian IRS while he flaunting all this money? Because I think an audit is in place. Needs to be in place here because the milk ain't clean in Denmark here, or the milk bag ain't clean in Canada because something ain't right here. He had $8,000. $8,000.
That's what he says.
What?
No wonder he don't need Foodie. No wonder he ignoring her because the payday arc has come and gone, and he has not failed for any shenanigans. So he must have knew that money was coming. He already had it or something because he paid her absolute dust during payday time. So
Oh, wow. Jenna T says my cousin, who is a piece of shit meth dealer, just won $270,000. Wow.
God.
wow.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
Wow.
it's highly possible that he did gamble. I used to know this one guy that used to do that where he'd flaunt all this money. It would be all $100 bills. And you could always tell when, he would bet on horses, and when the horse would win, he'll come in flaunting all this money.
Mm.
But gambling overall is always a losing proposition. The longer or more often you gamble, the
You're
odds
eventually
do
gonna
catch up to
lose.
you. Yeah, and you're
Yeah.
gonna lose.
The house usually always wins. The house wins all the time.
Yeah,
These
exactly.
casinos would not be this big with so much money going out if they weren't making just as much coming back in.
He's bold to be flaunting that online because people will know where he's been doxxed. So now they know that him and Dee sitting
I
on
can't believe
$8,000.
Foodie hasn't been robbed, honestly.
Well, would you really want to approach her in public? I would think I would be going the opposite way. If I saw her, for one, the sheer idea of smelling her would make me turn the other way.
To be fair to a everyday criminal, yeah, you might not expect her to be carrying a whole load of money in her wallet, but
Right. Right. Because
to
she
her
does not look like a
flaunting
rich.
everything online.
True. It would have to be one of her VIB idiots,
I mean,
but they worship the ground she walks on. So
I'm surprised it took till now for someone to get this like under her skin about showing up where she is with SJam. Because I mean, we've seen a few other people show up to her car window when she's at a fast food place.
Oh,
but
Nadia.
yeah.
Is Nadia still in her chat? I haven't heard her call some of the names I like. Nadia, Marissa, Danielle. Travanda fucked all the way off, but she's been gone. But
yeah, there seems to be a new Travanda though that I saw
there
like
is?
2 days ago. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the original. And then there's of course XXHSXX.
Oh my God. Some of the names I hadn't heard, but I thought they had all Marissa. Although I thought that they had all like kind of all but disappeared, and she had her new flock of
people come and go, high turnover rate, new people coming in, thinking
Annie P has not come back out. Where Annie P, if you listening, I give you your flowers because I just knew you was gonna go back, but I think Annie P has been gone for several months now.
Yeah,
for sure. Marissa's still there.
You're
okay,
person. 14.
Yeah, I
months.
saw
Yeah.
Marissa in her chat the other day. I was in there randomly watching, and Marissa had popped up. But I don't think she actually chats very much at all anymore.
Oh, okay. She just stands and watches the circus
I
from the
mean,
sidelines.
you could still,
Basically, yeah.
you could be the nicest person to her and still get blocked. You never know.
Yeah, that's
She
true.
goes off on people and they're like, I was being nice to you. I was on your side. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it.
Right. And whatever happened to
What?
Missy Moo?
Oh yeah, Missy Moo, Mistress Rebecca.
Oh yeah, whatever happened to Mistress Rebecca? I heard she changed her name after all those allegations came out. You guys remember that?
Yes, yeah, that she was bombing people's Discord.
Yeah, like CP
What?
bombing it really, and then would report it and get it shut down.
I'm playing this game.
Yeah.
And,
Marvin says when she was in Cuba,
Marvin.
she said she hated being rich. Well, won't he do it? Nader is flashing at what a cash she's eating cheese sandwiches.
Have the tables have turned. Now Nader rich and she eating church basement spaghetti.
Mm-hmm. I didn't watch all of that stream because like I haven't been around as much today, but every time I saw someone watching it, she was eating. Did
Yeah.
she ever stop eating?
No,
Like,
she
yes,
just
I know
kept
she was
on
eating
eating
a
hours a
sandwich
day.
before dinner, and then she had another cheese sandwich at some point. Oh my goodness!
I was in I think it was FFG's and she was eating that muffin.
Oh yeah, she had like 5 or 6.
Those are huge muffins. I've
Yeah.
seen those muffins in Costco. They are huge.
Uh-huh.
Like I've had a set of those and they've lasted me for like 2 weeks because I can only eat like half of one.
Yeah.
And that's like for like breakfast, like half of one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Do you think she knows the Muffin Man?
He is the muffin man.
The Muffin Man!
Chevy said that Nadia's still in her chat. That's a different Nadia. Nadia Business is a different Nadia. It's not the same Nadia. And there was talk the other day that something happened to her. I'm not sure. I'm not going to say whether or not because I don't know. But I guess somebody had came in her Foodie's chat, and I don't know if they were trolling, but had said something had happened to Nadia Business. I don't know. But that Nadia is not the same Nadia, just for reference. That's not Nadia. The Nadia.
That's not the Wendy's Nadia.
No.
Oh, okay. I hope she's okay.
I mean, people troll Chantal all the time, so I didn't take it like for fact that something had happened to her, but yeah, there was something going on in Chantal's chat where somebody had said something had happened to her, so I don't know.
She wouldn't care anyway. She just oh okay. And she just doesn't care about anybody unless it's got something to do with herself. I mean, she can't do anything. Yeah, she can't do anything of like, you know, what Monty does with, you know, promoting the GoFundMe for Ray Ray, you know, to genuinely help another human being. She can't do that because she'd keep it all for herself.
She does.
She was supposed to do that thing for her mom that died. And she never did like a memorial stream for him, the one that passed away.
Oh yeah. That was horrible. But then at the same time, because obviously there was speculation of, unfortunately, how he passed, and obviously that was due to substances. We don't know 100%, but that was what was being said. And in the meantime, she's there taking all these substances, getting ridiculously going overboard with it, and it's like it's almost like if an alcoholic passed away, you don't just go and open up loads of champagne bottles and drink for them. It's just the wrong time and inappropriate, and that's what she does. It's all about herself.
Yeah.
But I wanted to come on quickly and mention about obviously everything that she said previously. And I know people deal with grief in different ways. And some people want to be around the family, some people don't. And I think what she forgets is that she'll use the excuse of, oh, when my grandma passed away, I came online and I did that, and why is everyone giving me shit for it, but not giving Monty for it? And the difference was, all the way up to it, she used the grandma's illness and not went and seen her for views and for sympathy. And then she didn't go back with her mother. So people were like, right, okay, you do your time, you grieve. And that's what she said. She said, I just need time to be on my own. I'm not good being around people. And people understood that. Like, it's okay. You do you, whatever makes you feel better. But then she went straight over to Nader, like immediately. So what was it? And it was just, again, for views and for sympathy. And she would bring everything up. And that's what she does with the illnesses. And she uses it as a fast track to get into the ER. She'll just say that, oh, I've got X, Y, Z that's wrong with me, just so she can beat the queue. And that's what she does with everything in her life. She'll use it to her advantage to get what she wants there and then. She's the kind of person that would use, again, like the scooter, she'd use a disability badge for a disability parking, so she just doesn't have to walk that bit further. She'll do all them things. But with you, Monty, like, you come on here because I presume that's what helps you to grieve, helps you keep distracted. When my father passed away, my dad died on, it's so strange, this is why I do believe in some kind of paranormal things. He passed away on the 10th of October, so it was 10:10 at 10 minutes past 10. It was bizarre. And
Oh wow.
I know. And then the next day, because I was with him and everything, I held his hand and all that. He was at home, that's where he wanted to be. And the next day, I still took the children to school, and I remember I had like this function thing that I had to go to, and it was something to do with my kids, and I was part of this show or something, and I still had to do all that. I had to speak in front of everybody, and I wasn't, I didn't gain out of it monetarily wise, but it was just a commitment that I'd done, and I was like laughing and stuff like that, and it's not that I wasn't grieving anymore. And the same with my brother. When my brother passed away, I went into school, college. I did work. I did all that stuff because life has to carry on, and you grieve in certain ways. And with her being the empath that she says that she is, she has no empathy. She literally doesn't care. And I don't like Nader at all. I mean, I think most people don't. But he had at least respect to say what he did. And, he's a trash bag. And he may have even said it just for the fact of maybe views or whatever. But the fact is that he has said it and said, like, my deepest condolences and I'm really, really sorry. That's all it takes. She didn't have to make it about her. And I'm so sorry, Monty. I feel the pain. And the pain will never go away. But it'll just become easier. Not easier, but it just, you start remembering all the better things, and it'll take over your life in a happier way, in ways. Like with me, it's been a year and a half since my dad, and I do get more upset now in ways, but then I get really, really happy when I think about him, and I know she'll be so proud of you. You're an absolutely wonderful human being. And we're all here for you in every single way. And just know that you're not on your own. Whether you're on here or not, our prayers are with you. And thank you for everything, Monty.
Thank you, Riri, and I'm so sorry about your lost ones to
Oh, it's
everybody.
okay. Yeah, of course. It's a way of life, and it happens at the end of the day. And you can't. Like my dad was of age, like he was a lot older. He was a lot older when I was born anyway, so he was older, if you want to call it that, and he was in his 70s, so not that right at any time, but he was that. But my brother was tragic. He was 17, and that was the grieving is completely different, and that was years ago as well. But again, you want the world to stop. You feel like absolute rubbish, and the world's still carrying on, and you have to carry on. And yeah, it is what it is, and unfortunately, you can't just stop. You've got to, they won't want you to stop either. Doesn't mean that you never forget about them, but you move on and you're stronger for that person. And like I said, you must have, she would be so proud of you. You're so incredible. And from the stories that you've just said of where you've been and where you traveled and what you've done, incredible. So I wish you all the love, and we all do here.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you,
You're
Riri.
welcome.
Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. Thank you.
I feel like you also absolutely grieve everybody differently too. And just because you don't cry right away or you don't do something textbook right away does not mean that you don't have a deep love and concern and care for that person.
Right.
That's what she said, didn't she? She said about with Nader that she said, I obviously did care about him. I was crying about him all the time. And that means nothing. She's put more energy and more emotion in the fact that this guy won't acknowledge her compared to her never seeing her grandma again. And it's so sad. She's the one who obviously bailed her out in that hospital. And she's just had nothing for her. But she used her, like when she put the pictures of her when she was in a bad way in the hospital. Why do that? If that was me, if someone put a picture of me looking my absolute worst on the internet, I'd be fuming. It's so disrespectful. So disrespectful.
Because she wanted to make it about her.
Exactly.
Like, oh,
yeah.
look what I did. I went to see my grandmother that was passing.
Why do you have to do that? It's horrible.
Because she's attention seeking,
Yeah.
and it's just like, yeah, I know, like Skinny Queen mentioned, you grieve differently, and sometimes you don't cry immediately, and it is like those. I think you just said, Riri, like it's that time afterward, after everything's settled down, after you've done the service, and you've taken care of their final arrangements, and that time after, everyone has went home, and everybody's went back to their life. That is when you need the most support, because that's when your mind really.
I think it was about a year for me. I think it was about a year after my dad had passed before I could really sort of even get remotely upset, because like I said, I've got 2 children who are severely autistic, and I'm not well myself. And my kids, like, even if I bumped my toe and I started crying, my eldest gets really, really bad. So I had to comfort him during that time because he was very close to his granddad. And like I said, I had to carry on. The kids were both in and out of hospital. I was in and out of hospital. And it was just constant all the time. I was looking after my mum. My mum was in a bad way. She'd lost her car, and it was a nightmare. And I think it was something like, weirdly enough, me and my dad, when we were little, he used to love the film Independence Day. He absolutely loved that film. And I think that film came on one night, and I just started bawling. And I don't know if anyone's seen it, the bit with Will Smith. When he says like, when he says like, don't shoot that green shit at me. He used to say that to me all the time, and like that moment came on, and I was just started bawling. And obviously that film is kind of quite tongue-in-cheek, quite funny, isn't it? So, and that was about a year after, and that's what I mean. And that was my own grief, and I'm still dealing with it now. Things will come on, but I have to, people have responsibilities, people have work, people have obligations, and you have to carry on. But she has got that luxury to go, I'm going to sit here and wallow, and I'm going to use, and there's nothing wrong with wallowing, but again, she uses it, give me views, give me sympathy, give me money, and not for the right reasons.
Because it's the world revolves around her, and it seems to me, because I think her grandmother primarily raised her for the first half of her life, from what I understand.
Yeah, she
Seemed
did.
like she would have a significant attachment to her versus, you even if you didn't go up with your grandparents, if you have a relationship with you, of course you're going to be upset, but especially when they've raised you for the first, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years of your life. You'd spent majority of your time with your grandparent. They raised you and took care of you. It's just mind boggling that she still kind of uses her grandmother as a prop, even mentioning, I have Graham's ashes here, and but nothing seems sincere.
No, what I noticed as well with
No,
her,
never.
I noticed with her when she said, the only time she ever, like, when she does bring her up, weirdly enough, it happens to deal with around food. She did it not that long ago, where I think she was going to some kind of supermarket, and she said about buying such and such a thing, and she said that was a grandma's favourite. And do you know what? She started rhyming off a grandma's shopping list of food. And I thought, of all the things that you can remember. Now, I know like a lot of people will remember things like that, but that's like the only thing she remembered. And she's like, my grandma's shopping list of food. It's like, don't you remember, what was her favourite films? What did she have any sayings? What was her favourite perfume? Things like that. No, she remembers her food. And it was just...
Because that was her, I think her grandmother also pacified her a lot with food.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I guess that was kind of their love language between each other. Like she'd have a temper tantrum and the grandmother would give her a pudding cup or whatever it was.
Pot cookie, yeah.
Yeah. So that's all she focused on. So yeah, she wouldn't have those memories. Like for me, if I smell a certain thing, or if I hear a certain saying, or something that reminds me of my mother, like a perfume, or her earrings or something like that. I have those memories because I had a relationship, an actual relationship with my mom, but I don't think she really had a relationship with her grandmother, because she doesn't know how to form relationships with people. Everything is kind of transactional. Like, I'll act good if you give me food.
Oh, it always is. That's why she tries to buy everyone's attention with items and money and just physical things.
Even Nader said that like last night. He said that she tries to buy everyone, and that's what he even said, like, no, she never loved me, she just wants to buy me. And that's exactly what he said. I was like, oh god, actually, I completely agree.
How she treats everyone and everything. If she can't buy your attention, then you're useless to her.
Yeah.
If
she doesn't want to put in any effort.
But the only thing I think about it as far as her friendships is how she maintained a friendship with Shannon, even though I know that has kind of fallen by the wayside, because she doesn't even mention Shannon, and Shannon lost her father.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say, like, you never hear her saying, I'm gonna meet Shannon for lunch. I'm gonna take Shannon out for coffee, or me and Shannon are gonna go to Montreal for a weekend, to take, help my friend, support my friend.
The only time I've heard her bring up Shannon is when she was going off on me in that video about the cloud chaser. She said something about, well, Shannon did say something about me, but we've made up since then. So that's the one she brought up, Shannon.
And I think that's the only way that they've probably been able to, I don't know about remaining friends, but she can put on a persona. We've seen her when she goes to the drive-through and she puts on a little low BMI voice and tries to act all sweet. So I think the people in our actual real life, they're so distant from her, so she can put on an act for like a short amount of time and have them interactions with people that she knows, because again, it's very, very brief. No one knows her ins and outs if they don't watch her YouTube. And from the few minutes interaction, like, yeah, she seems quite nice, she seems a quite jolly person. But obviously we see everything. She turns around and says that she doesn't put everything online. She does. Like I said, she puts every single orifice, every single inside and out displayed on the screen. So she has nothing hidden, and she can't help herself not to tell everyone anyway. So we know her inside and out pretty much, so we can see how much of a
If she
not
didn't
nice person
talk
she is.
about it, she would have no one to share these things with because she doesn't talk to any of her family. She doesn't have friends. She just has Pete, who's there with her sitting at home. So, of course, she comes online to tell anyone that will listen about how good her life is and all the things she does. But it's really, really late here, and I have to be awake fairly early, so I actually have to go. But
Yeah,
thank
me
you
too.
for letting me
No
talk, guys.
problem. Take care, Minnow.
Um,
Have a good one.
Have a good
I
night.
wish you guys all the best.
You too.
Have a good night.
All right,
Bye,
bye
Good
bye.
night.
Good
I
I'm
think
night.
gonna
I'm
go
going to
too.
go
Yeah, me
too.
too. Yeah. Sorry.
All right. Well, yeah. Take care, Riri. Have a good
All
one.
right. Thank you.
Good
It's
night.
Skinny
kiddo's time
Queen.
to get up. All right. Bye,
Yeah.
guys.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
Bye.
SFTImonty. Bye, bye.
Bye, everybody.
All right. See you later, Skinny Queen. I'll put the link for your channel. If you didn't know, Skinny Queen has a channel.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it so much.
Yeah. You're welcome.
And have a good night, everybody.
Yeah. Have a good
Good
night.
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 Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, I guess we had an exodus here.
I know. And then there were 3.
Right? I don't know. Maybe that is signaling a good time to kind of wrap this up. Unless there's something else you guys want to talk about.
No, like I said, I just wanted to come on and just really be here for you in this
Alright.
panel, and show you my support and how much you really mean to me, because I don't think I really show that, and I really wanted you to know that. So
Yeah, you're very welcome, Ray. I guess we'll just say good night to everybody. It's like after 1:30 a.m. here, and I actually gotta go and figure out where I'm gonna lay my mom to rest. So I have a long day as well. So, but I'll be around tomorrow. It's still hurting, with all these moments. That's why I haven't been live on my main channel, because it's gonna take a lot out of me. So I'll keep doing videos on that channel, but with this one, at least I have other people that can speak.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you do whatever it is you have to do. We're here. I wanted to get on and show my support and just express how upset I was with what I saw tonight from Chantal. I mean, she's a disgusting person anyway, but to get as vile as she got with the discussions on your mom, I just had to come up and I wanted to show my support and let you know that, here for you. And, if you stream, your community is here. You can be in the background and, we'll run our mouths and, keep the show going. So, we're here for you. We support you. We love you, Monty, and our thoughts and prayers are with you. You take care of yourself and do what
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Take care of yourselves, and I'll be back. Thank you so much. Take care. Good night. Bye bye.
good night. Bye.
Thank you.